Thank you. Please be seated. I want to welcome Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates, who's going to be giving our lecture today. Welcome to our church, Reverend Dr. Lewis.
Thank you, Margaret. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the mic. How's that? So you can hear. So, what I really want to speak today about is who we are, why we exist, why. A little history. I was around this area of Florida when 1792 was a dirt road. So I've been here for a while. And back in the day, there used to be every other 2 weeks or so, there used to be these very large tents held here. And it was a meeting. It was like to go in and find yourself in these vibrations. And the people used to come to town and preach and sing and do all this stuff from these tents. And I used to love it as a child. I'd sneak in the back flaps of the tent, and I'd sit and I'd listen. I'd listen to everybody be speaking about God. And I learned a lot of religion from that time. A lot about religion with the family I was born into. My family spent a lot of time in revival tents. From here all the way through Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, I mean, we were on the road setting up tents, have revival meetings. And I always remember the energy from those meetings when you used to sit there in that vibration of meeting. And I felt that energy entering my body and just kind of lifting me up. And I learned that as a child, that was part of my upbringing. It was part of who I was at that point. Then I would take off with my mother and we would head to the spiritualist camps, and what they had tents too. so we went more and more tents, having more situations of people giving readings and talking from the platform. So I got an expertise of that. So a lot of the religion of my life has been set through tents and under aspects of how I was supposed to be. I always knew that from me being here, God didn't send something that was broken. I wasn't broken. I wasn't disrupted when I was here. I was in connection to God. I was this embodiment of the Christ Spirit. I was this embodiment of God being here. So I couldn't be broken. And that kind of moved me into different religions, different vibrations throughout my life, through Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism. I went through a lot of isms in my life, a lot of isms. But I went through those religions and picked what I thought really radiated to me. Somebody emailed me today and told me that, well, what about the Bible? What about all this stuff about the Bible? Well, let me explain to you. The Bible is more, as I would call a journey book. It's for your journey. It's how you perceive the words within that book is how you perceive your journey. I could tell you what it means to me, but then you might have a whole different discussion of what it actually means to you. What that verse, what that word, what that vibration of the Bible means to you. How it conveys the message to you. And I always want to tell people it's not the books or the different things we read or propel in our vibration, it's how we receive them. If we're force-fed religion, we're probably not going to hold on to it. We're just going to walk away from it. We're going to let it be. Because now they're trying to force-feed me the vibration of religion. But if we allow it to arrive in our lives, allow it to be part of our vibration, we have to realize that everything is a purpose in your life, everything. Everything you do, everything you propel in your life, whether it's for you or for the universal mind, it doesn't matter. It's you're affecting the universe every time you wake up, every time you move in your life, you're affecting the universal energy. So it's what you do, what you propel in that day, was it bad? Or did it affect the universal energy that day? Was it something that you could not see? Did it affect that vibration? Just by you breathing, you affect the spirit world. because you are a part of the spirit world, embodied in this body here on the earth plane. So you're still connected to the spirit world in some way, in some fashion you are. We read our healing prayers, we read all these prayers to try to uplift our vibration, to bring it to a higher sense of consciousness so we can pull the energy of God into our body. Even though God's already here. You know, through most of the religions and most of the things I've been into, we're always looking somewhere. If I could just meditate more, I could attract God more. If I could just do this a little better, I could just do that a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And instead of really realizing that it's already here. We don't realize that. We're always looking for something more to empower it better, to make it better. But if we understand that spirit within us is wanting to come out, is wanting to uplift us, is wanting to embellish us, but then we think that God was on the other side drinking tea and you happen to be the teacup, and God took that teacup and threw it to the earth plane and it busted. Then most of us spend most of our lifetimes trying to find the right glue to glue the cup together when the cup was never broken in the first place. It was never broken, never disrupted in our lives. It was who we are. And sure, we all go through things. We all have things happen in our lives. Relationships, people, situations in life that throw us off balance. But what if that wasn't really for you, but for the universal energy to change that? Maybe you were just kind of just riding along the car. Maybe you were just there. But we have to realize that when you realize that, you stop talking negative situations in your body and start speaking blessings over your body. Start speaking blessings raining down upon you. When you stop the negative thought, the negative vibration. We used to have a medium in Casadega. She used to say something bad to you. She'd come up and then she'd stop for a moment. She goes, cancel, cancel, cancel. You did it. How can you say cancel now? You blurted it. But sometimes we think with sin and all this other stuff, we can do all this stuff, do all this crazy stuff, and then stop and go, cancel, cancel, cancel. We're only canceling it because we believe that we will take it and let it go. We hold on to things in our lives, things that have happened. People have done bad things to us, situations that happen in our lives, and we hold on to it, we hold it. It's like our banner walking into war. We have that banner flying in front of us. This is what happened to me, take a good look. Instead of letting the banner go away, allowing it to move into another situation. Maybe pick up a different banner, a different vibration that radiates better to you at this point in your life. You can't talk illness and sickness about your vibration and then expect to be healthy. If you don't expect good relationships in life, you've always had bad ones, so you're just expecting another bad one, you're probably not going to get a good relationship. You have to think positive energy. Even though your life is going in craziness, speak positive energy over yourself. Allow that energy to pull the positive vibration from the universe into your being. That's why we speak mantras. That's why we do mantras in our life. That's why we speak prayers. That's why we talk to ourselves. But if you sit quietly and listen to yourself, what are you telling yourself? What is the message that you convey into your being? What is that message? And that's what I learned from spiritualism. It's not the religion that I'm in right now. It's not what I'm in at this point. It's what works for me. What works for me. It connects to my being. It's like I feel comfortable with it. I know that I'm going to go to the other side, and I know I'm going to get there. I know people are going to gather around and help me, encourage me, and bless me because I'm back home. Because I've never really quite left. The light was still on the house I live in over there. It was on, the light was still on even though I was here. The light just gets brighter when I come home. That's all. There's more lights on in the building. We have to realize that we encourage the light that we pull within us. Whatever that is, whatever you feel is your highest and best. When we do RUAS, the 4 agreements, the best one is do your best. Well, if you're going to do your best, you do your best for you. Not not your best for somebody else. What is your best? You might not be able to get around good. Things are happening in your life. It's just do your best for that day. Your best for that day. Don't assume, don't have assumptions in your life. Don't assume people don't like you. Just wish them well somewhere else. You don't need them here, especially if people are talking negative in your vibration. If you start talking negative, I'll probably just walk away from you. I will not place myself in that energy. I will not place myself there. There's no reason for me to be there. Talk all you want. I'm not going to be there to listen to it. I'm not going to take it on. So you gear your life of what you're propelling into it. If you watch nothing but stuff on television that's just feeding you nonsense, and you gather with people that are feeding you nonsense, and then you get back to home and it's still the same thing constantly every day, eventually you're going to take that on. So if you allow it to just change a few aspects, allow some of the light to creep through the window sills, so you get that light within your being, you'll start to light up. People will see the light and they won't like to be there anymore because it's not as dark as it was before. So new people will step in because they envision the light around you. And then allow them to follow you, and then your energy starts to change. It's not an overnight thing. I always tell people think like it's going to be like, oh my God, it's all ready, it's today. It could take months. You could be embedded with stuff. From childhood, from marriages, from kids. We give birth to children, but children are mostly crazy. We love them, but boy, do they get on our nerves. We love them to death, but oof. I always used to tell my mothers, used to tell us that I didn't raise you that way. I didn't raise you that way. We know how she raised us, but it wasn't the way she thought we should be acting. And we always have to realize that when we're looking at the thing, would we want that in our lives? Would we want to propel that in our lives? Is it something that we want to propel? Do you want that? Do you want that to converse within your being? When Jesus said, these things I do, you will do greater. The Spirit of God dwells within you. Well, all these things within the Bible tells us all this stuff that we already have the knowledge of. We know these things that, well, I can do greater. I can. I have to believe I can, though. I have to have that belief system within my being that I can do that. So we have to realize that everything in our life is this belief in our life. Believing in yourself. No matter what's going on in your life, believe in yourself. You made that conscious effort to be on this earth plane. You made that conscious effort to affect the spirit world and affect this earth plane. So there was a reason why you came here, a reason why you propelled yourself here to be part of this earth plane. So you are blessed already because you made the journey. Provisions have already been supplied to you to uplift and encourage you on your journey. Sometimes we forget to look around the store. We forget to pick up the things we need. We're busy with everybody else's stuff and they run off into the woods and we're left with nothing on the path with us. You must bless yourself. When you're on an airplane, when the airplane goes down, you don't put the oxygen on everybody else. You put the oxygen on you first. And then you put the oxygen on everybody else. When you're in your life, you feed yourself first. Get yourself to where you feel like you need to be, and then you will affect the others and make them very positive on their journey. Don't try to help everybody in the world and you're left without a mask on. And you pass out. Sure, you've done good, you think you did, but everybody else has run off and you're left sitting there trying to fend for yourself. Trust yourself. We all make decisions in our lives that probably are not going to be the best decisions. Probably not. But we're going to do our best. We're going to make sure that what we decide, we're going to see it through. I've been a spiritualist my whole life. My whole life. I've been attended things when I was a kid. I was an evangelist. I was preaching the Word of God in revival tents throughout the United States. I was preaching the revival. I was 9 or 10 years old. I was dressed in a little suit, standing on the platform, preaching God. And at that point in my life, I needed that. I needed that energy. I needed that vibration in my life. And as the religions and different things changed in my life, I brought myself to where I feel like I fit. Don't feel like in your life that something in your life doesn't fit. If it fits for you, it's just that it balances you. I had a lady tell me the other day, she says, "Oh, you're a spiritualist." Ooh. And I looked right back at her, I said, "You're a Christian." But where my wife gets mad at me because I'll walk in the store and I'll have I Love Casadega pens on and I'll have all kinds of spiritual stuff on. She goes, "You're just scaring people." I said, "Okay." Okay. Because I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm not afraid of what I believe in. I've never really been afraid of that because I know that I'm going to get to the spirit world. I'm going to be where I need to be. I'm going to be in that position in my life to greet my loved ones and people that have traveled this earth time with me. So I'll be there and they'll be there to greet me and speak to me. I always had a connection in my life that when we get to the other side, sure, we have a review of our life. We have a situation in our life that we have to, I don't want to say massively intelligent, but we have to decide if we pick the right path. And we ourselves are going to be the judge of what that is. We're going to stand there and look at the picture show and go, "God, I should have done that." But we will judge that vibration. We will feel the energy from the other people as that event happened, and we will feel it within our being. So we atone for those things, but it's because we are judging ourselves of what we did. Because every one of you, through this lifetime, there's judgment going on. Nobody's judging you from the other side. You just have a lot of judgment going on around you. A lot of stuff on your vibration. And then if we just let some of it go, you did the best you could. You did the best. You didn't have to change, you did the best. And for you, it was the best. It might not have worked out well, but it was the best that you could possibly do at that time. Let yourself off the hook. Let yourself off the hook. Because spiritualism allows us to speak to guides, speak to family members, people on the other side, have that communication with them. But mediumship was never to this massive communication with everybody else's guides. Meditation and mediumship was for you to get in contact with your guides yourself, to allow you to raise your vibration, to have that little conversation with your higher self and the people that have followed you, to get that energy from the spirit world, to train yourself, to allow them to speak to you. Your guides know you better than you know yourself. So having a little conversation with your guides will help you on your journey. See, we go to the other side, we get there. We're wandering around before we get here. They give us all the particulars, all the travel brochures. Boy, we got everything. We're just gathering stuff. Then we end up on this great big slide that slides us right into this airplane. And on the journey from there to here, we've lost all the travel brochures. Lost it all. Don't have any of them left. And we get here and we forget. We forgot what we came here for. And through our lives, we get little aspects of what we need to do. We get inspiration. We get that gut feeling, that vibration in our lives to move in that direction. That's the way we should go. Then things happen in our lives. Things happen. Then we have to reevaluate. Have to move in a different direction because that's not going to work anymore because this happened. So then we have to figure out the new path, and we have to figure that out, and the Spirit tries to help us. Take the left, go right, go left, go straight. Your choice. Guides cannot make the choices for you. They set the paths out ahead of you and go, huh. So let's make a deal. Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. Pick your choice. And you're going to sit there and go, number 2. But I always tell people, no matter what door you pick, no matter what path you pick, when you give it energy, it should fall into place. It should click for you. It should make some kind of connection for you. It should make you feel happy. If you're going down the road and everything's going, it's not working, back away from the situation. Ask your guides why. Ask them. Tell your guides, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this working? We should have that conversation with our guides. Mediums have a conversation with guides. We have to speak to you, speak to them, they speak to us, we speak to you. There's this dual conversation going on when we do readings. We have to learn to speak and listen at the same time. What you're doing is just listening, getting quiet and listening to the voices. I always laugh when I did a large convention, that was a few years ago, a large convention of about 350 psychiatrists. And I walked out on the platform, I said, listen to me, I'll be your best patient. I hear voices. I listen to the voices. And I do what the voices tell me to do when I'm not medicated. So if we allow ourselves to evaluate what's being put in our lives, because Spirit has a way of being very repetitious. They'll keep hitting us with the same situation, same vibration, until we notice it or we see it. They'll give us a name, a place, a situation in our life that gets us to where we need to be. We just have to watch, listen, pay attention to what's appearing in our life. I had a lady that she says, I want my companion in my life, Lou. Where is my companion? I said, watch and see what your guides are going to do. Watch and see what they're going to do. She saw dragonflies all over the place. Blue dragonflies. They were definitely blue, she said. So she ended up meeting this guy. He lives on Dragonfly Lane and lives in the blue house. So guides were trying to point her in that direction. She just needed to pay attention. But she called me and said, guess where he lives? But Spirit will have a way of propelling you towards it. But they can't make you accept it. They can't make you accept a religion. They can't make you accept something in your life. You have to believe in it. You have to bring it to your heart vibration and go, I like this. I try to make a really good evangelist and speaker. I know the Bible from front to cover to cover. I've read it. Read the Book of Miracles too, from cover to cover. I've read a lot of books. But the question is that each book, each vibration, each book has its own message for you. Your own message. Not letting other people put their message in it, and you're trying to accept that. What is the message that you receive from that? And teachers that are within your life, what message do they give you? What message do they propel in your life that gets your attention? You're not going to take everything. You're just going to take the bits. I like that. I like that. Put it in your pockets. Leave the rest for other people to pick up, because they might need it. You don't need all of it. We don't have to be spiritual hoarders. We have to hoard everything in our lives. Say, oh my God, someone gave that to me, I gotta have it. Leave some on the path for others to follow. I've always had that vision in my life, leave others for others to follow the path. You're not broken, remember that. You don't need any glue to put you back together. The Spirit within you is renewing and embellishing you each and every day and saying blessings over your vibration every moment of every day. There are guides in your vibration just chanting and saying blessings over you each and every day. We just have to accept them. We have to accept the blessings that are being said about us and on us. Because they are wanting us to achieve greatness. And you have to allow yourself to believe that. And I believe that. I just have to get other people to say, Stop talking like that. I had a lady on the internet talking so bad about herself. I'm going, what do you, I emailed her. I said, you stop that. Stop talking so bad about yourself, how bad you are. How good are you? Wow, no, not how bad you are. How good are you? The more you think bad, the worse it will become. The more you think good, the better it will become. It's what you're thinking, what you're propelling in motion. Thinking yourself. So think about things. If you don't have any money, start thinking prosperity. Want health? Start thinking health. You want a relationship? Be very specific. Your guys have a sense of humor, so be specific of who you're looking for. You want somebody in your life, want friendships, people, situations like, you don't want a bunch of broken people, a bunch of craziness going on around you. You want people at least to go and walk with you. Be kind of on the same page. You don't need them exactly where you are, but at least be able to walk with you and have a discussion with you. You don't have to fight every moment of every day trying to get these people to understand you. It should be people that like you, have a connection to you. So remember, trust yourself. Trust your being. You know who you are. You knew who you were before you got here. And every lifetime, every incarnation, every blessing that has ever been said above your vibration is within the cells of your body today. So all you have to do is call forth the memory from that part of your cells and have those blessings that were said on you maybe 3-4 lifetimes ago come raining down upon you again. I have stuff flying on me all the time. Like Monta. So I pray all the time. I'm constantly praying or saying affirmations in my head. Changing my mind thoughts, changing situations in my vibration. Might not see results today, but tomorrow could be the day. So if you don't see the results today, don't give up. Don't give up. Keep saying them until the changes start to affect you. Keep saying blessings on yourself even though you think like, oh my God, this isn't going to work. The reason most of us are sick and ill in our life, we haven't said blessings over our lives. We haven't blessed ourselves. So the machine starts to fall apart because no one's looking after it. Start saying blessings. Call, force the people to fix the machine. Make you walk again. Do what you need to do in your life. Make you healthy again. Make you healthy. Most of you out here would not make good patients. You're not good patients. People would probably not take care of you. You gotta look after yourself. Because you've always spent most of your life looking after everyone else. You don't want to be looked after. So be healthy. Speak health on your being. Speak health on your body. And that should be what you should do in this life. Be who you are. The powerful, extremely intelligent spirit that you are, that has traveled through lifetimes and universes to be here. Think of you as that powerful being that is connected to God because you are God. And I want to thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Rose.